All right, welcome back to the Binary Sunset Podcast, episode 20.
20. 20.
We're
Wow.
one away from being able to drink.
Ugh, so close.
I know for the 21st episode, we need to
We need to
have
have
a cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer or something like that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Definitely.
Thanks for tuning in. Today, obviously, we're going to be talking about episode 2 of The Bad Batch that came out last week. We watched it together on FaceTime. That was fun. We didn't watch the first one together, but
we really just came up with we enjoyed it, but a lot of it was just analyzing to see what type of memes we could create.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we were mining for memes for sure.
Yeah. Need content.
And we found some good stuff.
We did.
I know a couple stuff that we already posted, but yeah, I with every new Bad Batch episode comes a new prequel meme, which is what we live for. Yeah, but so we watched this one together. I know a lot of people like online. I've heard a lot of like, oh, this is not just another filler episode, blah blah blah. But like, it's not. I don't really believe in filler episodes. Honestly, I think every episode has its place. This one definitely. This one definitely had its place in like just like character development.
I mean, okay, side tangent. If you enjoy Star Wars is all filler. Okay, Star Wars is literally all filler. The prequels are all filler. You didn't need like the explanation of Anakin becoming Darth Vader. It's all filler if you really want to look at it that way. Like, it's fun because it's a galaxy far, far away, and every movie has filler. And if you didn't get it by now you do. And it's a thing that Star Wars does all the time. So yeah. I just hate when people hate on Star Wars. That's it. Nothing grinds my gears.
Well, it's
for the wrong reasons.
It's annoying when people like call things. For me, it's annoying when people call things filler because it's like, it's not like what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like what does that mean?
What do you want?
They're spending an episode developing relationships between characters in order to pay off those relationships later in the like what about that is using up needless time? Like it may not have been eventful as the first one.
But
sometimes you
also
can't have
it's half as long too.
It can't always be like giant events. You can't always have like giant events happening all the time. Like you have to have those because then it's not realistic and it gets kind of boring.
And again, some of the best like parts about Star Wars are filler, like in Empire Strikes Back.
Fuck.
What? What happened?
A bunch of shit just fell on me.
Oh. Gravity. Not a fan.
It's the Force. Hold on.
The Force.
Let me fix this real quick.
Donkey. What are you doing in the swamp? You good?
I got hit right in the face. I'm going to keep all of this in.
Okay, great. Filler. Filler. Wow,
yeah.
you just did some filler, AV.
That was filler. No, I was setting up a later episode of the podcast.
Yeah, filler.
No,
anyway, just to complete my example of filler, one of favorite scenes of Empire Strikes Back is when they're stuck hiding from the Empire in that asteroid. And they're just fucking around and like inside that asteroid, which is actually a space worm. That's filler.
Right, but it's not like that. But that's the thing. Is like I wouldn't consider that like filler.
Exactly. Like, because it actually it adds to the point at the end when Han Solo and Princess Leia have their moment. So anyway, I digress. Let's get into it.
Take that, nerds.
Enough filler for now. So yeah, basically this starts off. When they basically the Bad Batch and Omega land on this planet, and at first I thought it was Felucia, but it's not.
It looks like Felucia. It's called Seleucami, and we've been there before in the Clone Wars.
Got it. And it is not Saw Gerrera, who I thought was who they were going to go see. No, it was Cutter. And he was a clone from the Clone Wars series, as you said. I have actually not seen this, so
yeah. Well, yeah. So his name is Cut, I think, and then he's basically a rogue clone that basically ditched the fight right after the Battle of Geonosis and Attack of the Clones. His
Mhm.
ship was shot down, and he's basically like, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna be a slave to this fucking shit." So he
War
runs off.
sucks.
Huh?
War sucks. Who would have
Yeah, war
thought?
sucks, and he didn't want to. He's a person, right? He's a human being, and he didn't want any part of it, and he wanted to live his own life. So he went to a far off planet, fell in love, had a family, and had a farm, and just kind of
It's a simple
Thanosed it
man.
up.
A simple
Uh,
man with those talents. That's
we
another
both
meme.
we both
We're
came
gonna
to the
we're-
same joke at the same. Oh,
Another meme.
guys, you just witnessed in real time the
Memeception.
creation of a meme.
A man with your talents.
If you're
Um,
wait, if you're listening to this and you see that meme, comment on the meme on Instagram and say, say quote, I see what you did there. That's what I want you to say. Okay, thank you. Or you can say anything really, whatever. Anyway, so yeah,
Yes.
he's a character from the Clone Wars as well, and the episode that he's in the Clone Wars is with Rex, who I thought the Bad Batch were originally going to see.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I said that last episode, I think. But and we weren't far off because apparently Rex had like literally just left that farm before the Bad Batch got there. But Rex back in the Clone Wars, they were on that planet. The war eventually reached that planet, and he was injured, and
Mhm.
basically was like, "You have to help, like whatever, like help me, whatever." And he realized that the person helping him was another clone. He got all mad. He's like, "I'm gonna tell on you." Throughout the episode, they basically formed a relationship. A bunch of assassin droids started attacking
Oh,
their
I hate
farm.
those
He
things.
helped defend against them, and they formed a friendship, a bond. And he decided he wasn't going to report him to the Republic authorities. And they formed a friendship. And yeah, like I was saying, like apparently he had just left
Yeah.
the farm when the Bad Batch got there. But I, basically at the end of this is about the same time as the end of season 7 of the Clone Wars
Mhm.
that came out last year, and he was with Ahsoka at the end of
Mhm.
that. So I
Yeah.
think they had probably just parted ways by that point. So
Sure.
we're not really sure what Ahsoka's doing, but
So jump
Yeah.
back to the Bad Batch and Omega landing on this planet. Omega, this is her first time out of
Yeah.
Camino, which that was a cool moment. And she touches dirt, and it's life changing. And yeah, then they go see Cutter and his family. They talk. They're just kind of the Bad Batch, specifically Hunter's, just trying to piece everything together. What's happening in the galaxy right now? Um, then there's a small little issue where Omega is playing with Cutter's kids and
Mhm.
the mouse cheetah. I forgot the alien species in episode
that's exactly
2.
what it's called, Zach. It's a
The
mouse
yeah,
cheetah.
the mouse
Yep.
cheetah that attacks Padme in episode 2. Um,
The tasteful back scratch.
yes, the tasteful back scratch that does not happen this time, but it's that mouse cheetah is gonna kill and eat Omega, but then the clone or then the Bad Batch and the family save her, and there's this moment between Hunter and Omega where it's kind of like a
Yes.
father daughter almost in a sense,
Well, he treats
or
her
maybe
almost
just
as
a
like
big sibling.
well, he
Also,
treats her as like
Yeah.
a fellow clone rather than like a daughter
yeah,
or a little sister. And so
Yeah, but
he has
there's
to be like reminded like
auth-
this is a different relationship.
authority
You need to
authority figure. Yeah, you're right. And they have this moment, and he yells at her, and
Mhm.
Cutter's like, "No, you can't do that. Like, she just
Yeah.
doesn't know better." And that's some nice filler.
I'm so sick of this fucking filler.
I hate filler. Then basically they talk about how or Cutter and Hunter and Bad Batch, they talk about how Cutter's gonna leave the planet, like get away, escape,
Yeah,
and
the family's trying to escape. Yeah.
trying to escape from the new empire.
Mhm.
And they go into town, and then they realize, oh wait, this is not going to be as simple as we thought. We're going to have to kind of sneak our way in and get these credentials that will allow them to leave. And all this time, Cutter is, like you said, a clone, and clones are still in use in the empire. So there, he has to keep his head down because he doesn't want to be recognized as a clone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Which
that,
I mean, all he's wearing is a hat. I don't know how much
but
good
it's a big
doing.
hat.
Well, apparently, yeah, that's right. It is a big hat. I'm surprised. I feel like the writers knew how obvious he looked, like just in public, but like
Yeah.
so they added that in, like where the clone's like, "Don't you look like?" And they're like, "No, never mind." So they're
Move
like,
along.
Plot hole filled.
Move along. Then
yeah.
the ending is basically the Bad Batch helping get the credits, or not the credits, the credentials for the Cutter's family to escape.
Yeah.
And
Everyone needs like a chain code.
yeah, and they get into a firefight while they're trying to get them the code to escape. And Hunter, when Omega actually, Omega's a little bit rascal and runs around. And honestly, I don't know. She just kind of pops in and out. I mean, it's kind of a
Yeah, well, he was gunning for her to go with Cut and
Yeah.
his family to.
But no, she like
the
runs. She
plan.
literally goes to every scene, and it doesn't really explain how she does it. Like maybe she teleports.
Hey,
that
we
would
don't know
explain
yet.
the-
There's still some surprises left.
That would explain the quick cut. It like
Yeah.
just the quick. She just appears out of nowhere and is like, "How did you get here?" Anyway,
Well, she knows she seems to know where the action is, I think.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
She's very stealthy. But yeah, Cutter, or not Cutter, Hunter tells Omega that she should go with Cutter and his family to live a peaceful life. And last we see is that he leaves Omega with Cutter, and then bam, go back to what I should say. At the beginning of the episode, the Bad Batch's ship got repoed by the Empire, and they're in the middle of a firefight trying to get the credits for Cutter and his family to escape, but also get their ship. The Bad Batch wants to get their ship and leave this planet.
Yeah.
And so at the end, it's basically just a shootout with the Bad Batch just shooting these clones trying to escape. And then, bam, Omega just randomly appears again. And Omega decided not to go with Cutter. And then she goes with the Bad Batch and they escape.
Yep. Because she doesn't want to leave him. She's chosen her path. I think... So I like this episode. It was really, I think the most fascinating part about this episode was just seeing the state of the galaxy. Like, even though you're on this remote planet, you're seeing how things are changing on a very small, even on a very small scale. I mean, you're seeing like all these people, not humans, well, people and ships are being counted and tracked and given serial numbers, and people are being people are being taken note of, right?
Yes.
The government is centralizing.
It's actually kind of like it's like blockchain technology, because like they're using the credits and like they're kind of they're registering people.
Yeah, they're changing from Republic credits to Ethereum.
Yeah. Blockchain Imperial.
Oh God. Yeah, and but it's like the galaxy's changing, and the clones are not the happy-go-lucky, independent, fun heroes that we knew them throughout the Clone Wars. They just act like stormtroopers now. They're scary and mean, and
they're just aggressive.
And I don't know if it's the inhibitor chip that's still activated,
I think
but
that's what it is. I mean,
yeah. Well,
they talk about that.
And that still leads me to, like, I can't help but think about what this will lead to because Tarkin's trying to get rid of them. And so
Yeah.
right now they're playing their part, and they're organizing people and places and ships and everything for
Sure.
the time being. But once their use is spent, there could very well, there for sure will be like a clone genocide, which is so, I mean, it's so tragic. Like I was, when the prequels first came out, like it was kind
Yeah.
of all very convoluted in a lot of ways. Like, oh, he's playing this side, but he's also playing this side, and he made these clones, and then also this separate. Like, so it was always kind of like, it was a little convoluted. But I think
Yeah.
in the years after, I've grown to appreciate how complicated it is so much more. And
Yeah.
the Clone Wars has definitely helped me. And this just makes me this makes me this show makes me appreciate that transition between Republic and Empire so much more now.
Totally.
Fleshing, a lot of times fleshing things out, like we were saying, like filling out the gaps is not always a good idea. But
Yeah.
this is one of those cases where filling out the gaps is really cool, and it's
Yeah.
and it's satisfying.
Filler.
I'm very happy with the show so
Filler,
far. I mean, we're only
filler.
episode 2, but
Filler.
yeah, filler.
Filler.
Well,
I'm
it fills
angry.
me with glee, Jack. Fills me with
Yeah.
glee. Yeah. Anything you wanted to add about like just the episode as a whole?
I really enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of character development, and I really do care about a lot of these characters now. I'll be honest, I didn't really like Omega that much the first episode, but I like her now more in the second episode. I thought she was kind of just an annoying kid.
I mean, I think that's what everyone kind of thought she was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone just defaults to that, like, oh, this fucking kid. But no, I was reserving judgment for her. I think this episode solidified my my wanting to be like, withholding of any type of judgment in
Sure.
terms of her character. But yeah, like I think I like her character more as well now.
Same.
After this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much like a Grogu. I've seen a lot of those memes now. The Grogu and Mando kind of relationship that they have going on. Yeah, Star Wars really likes its babies and daddies.
Yeah, I mean, sure. That's a weird way of
it's a
putting
tried
it,
and
but-
it's a tried and true relationship. It will always make people root for them.
I guess, yeah.
The authority figure and the young kid that softens the authority figure.
Yeah.
And they learn from each other and whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was really cool, like the way, I mean, Omega was basically like this, like it sheltered her entire life,
yeah,
and just experiencing all these new things through her was really cool. Just like, because we've never been to space, we've never been to other planets, and so she was almost like that anchor in that world that
it reminded me of when in episode 7, when Han, or The Force Awakens, when Han takes Finn and Rey to Maz's, and it's the first time Rey has ever been off of
very similar to that.
Yeah. First time she's been off of Jakku, and she says, "Wow, I never knew there was this amount of green in the galaxy before."
Similar to the dirt scene.
Yes, yeah, yeah, that's cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was good. I'm excited for more. Yeah, we usually come out with episodes every Thursday. I don't know how well we time that in terms of the Bad Batch, because I feel like people are already done talking about the last episode before. But whatever. It is what it is. Hopefully people are still interested in listening to the podcast a week later. But yeah, so this is gonna air on Thursday. Tomorrow, for everybody listening, will be a new episode that we'll cover next week. Episode 3. I don't know do they have a title for that yet? Do you know?
Revenge of the Sith.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you believe me?
That actually okay. I did believe you. That would have been a really cool title.
The good thing they did it.
Got pranked.
Got pranked. Revenge of the Sith.
uh,
Wait a second. They already did
oh,
that.
I'm just realizing why this episode was called Cut and Run. Because the guy's name's
Cut.
Yeah. All in all, great episode. Can't
Yeah.
wait for episode 3. Yeah, I wish we were popular enough to do like watch parties, because that'd be so much
Soon.
fun.
Soon.
Well, everyone just gotta listen.
Yeah.
Come on over. But yeah, once again, thanks for listening. This is a pretty short episode, but
Yeah.
we'll get back next week. Follow us on Instagram. Do what you gotta do. Thanks.
And-
We really appreciate you listening.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.
May the
Bye.
force be with you.
Oh, God.